est encore un petit peu fatigué, hein. Le voyage pour venir jusqu'en Alaska est bien long. Je suis super heureux, je suis fin excité en fait. Je retiens les chevaux parce que c'est un rêve qui me tient à cœur depuis très longtemps et ça y est, on y est presque. On est en Alaska, on est à Valdez, un des berceaux de l'héliski, du ski de pente raide et de grosses poudreuses, une neige comme on a nulle part ailleurs. Mais on n'y est pas encore, hein, tant qu'on n'est pas au sommet de la montagne, voire même en bas avec le sourire aux lèvres, on ne peut pas dire qu'on l'a fait. Mais là, je suis vraiment content et on croise les doigts pour la suite.
The earliest explorers came into Valdez Harbor to find a nice anchorage and to wait out storms, but they quickly learned that it was the northernmost ice-free port on this coast. So the first gold miners coming in, who were trying to reach the interior where the rich gold fields were, would come here and start their journey from the port of Valdez. At that time it was just a native village, but it grew to be a bit of a stopping over point where people could resupply and get started on their journey. They started making their quickest route to the interior. They were going across these large glaciers, and quite a bunch of them were dying en route. Throughout the first several seasons, they were losing so many miners to the crevasses and the glacier hazards that they started looking at some other options. So they put in a pathway basically that later turned into a carriage path, and then later turned into the highway here on Thompson Pass. But then, about 20 years ago, a very large oil spill occurred right here in Prince William Sound. The oil company needed to clean up the mess, and so they hired every person in town. They hired every helicopter that was in the entire state. Everybody had more money than they had probably ever before in their lives, and there was helicopters sitting everywhere. When they looked up into the mountains and they saw the helicopters, they started to fly around, and it was typically you wound up getting your helicopter ski runs for about $15 a run. A year or two after that was the very first World Extreme Skiing Championship here, and that brought in a whole lot of people who had never seen this area, and the word got out that we had the best skiing on the planet right here in Valdez.
This is my 20th year coming to Valdez, Alaska, to Gach Mountains.
I've always needed to come to Alaska. You know, it took about 4.5 days. I got here on my 5th day of driving.
So I came from Italy only for 5 days.
Yeah, I've spent about 10 years in the Marines. This is my 3rd season up here flying in Alaska.
C'est magique, hein. Il y a des glaciers partout. J'en ai un juste en face de moi qui est magnifique, qui est vierge de toute trace. Et on est émerveillés, hein, comme des petits enfants.
It's just an amazing place when you bring it all together with the access, the amount of snowpack, and just the variety of mountains.
You get the best of everything. You get big mountains, snow that sticks, and helicopters to go access them. It's kind of the best of all worlds.
Première fois et pas la dernière, j'espère. C'est le summum de tout le ski, hein? On peut skier dans n'importe quel resort partout au monde, puis on arrive ici, puis c'est un nouveau sport.
It's hard to get these mountains out of your life. You know, it really is. You go back home and you'll ski your ski area, the same place you skied for the last 10 years.
And on the days up here where it's sunny and beautiful and there's no wind, it's the most beautiful place to fly in all the world.
Pour un skieur, on peut dire qu'il y a la planète d'un côté et un autre endroit qui est l'Alaska, et le fait d'être là, c'est mythique. Le jeu est simple, c'est l'attente, hein. Pour pouvoir skier les montagnes d'Alaska pleines de poudreuse, il n'y a pas de mystère, il faut la laisser tomber cette neige.
You're here in Alaska, most of the time you're waiting. You're waiting for the mountains to clear, you're waiting for the sun to come out, and you'll be here for 10 days and you may only see the sun for 2, so.
On ne sait pas quand on repartira d'ici, avec de retour dans notre besace, un jour de ski, 2 jours, voire même une semaine. C'est la météo qui dicte ces règles, hein. C'est pas le boss de la base, ni le porte-monnaie, ni le guide, ni le pilote, ça, eux, ils viennent après.
This morning I was so depressed because, you know, all the snow, there was no chances. And 2 days already left. So I was like gambling and said, oh, I will never go. Today was just fantastic. The blue sky arrived, so we were on the top of this, you know, very steep with the sunlight.
When you come to Alaska, you have to wait, but it's very well worth it because once you get to the top, you're only doing the things you dreamed about.
And then went down and it was amazing.
Just looked like a whole new world to explore. AK is cranking up, and this is the best skiing going anywhere right now. They only see the sickest stuff on the videos and on TV, you know, you're only seeing the 30% that's up here. And, you know, a lot of people they don't want to come up here because they think it's too scary and too gnarly, but I mean, look around you, it's all intermediate stuff until you get to the top.
I love the long line. I think that's my favorite thing to do. And the hardest thing I've ever done is heli ski. The first thing in the morning, I just want to concentrate on what I'm going to be doing that day. I don't really want to be bothered at all. You know, I just want to replay the day in my mind and kind of figure out, you know, contingencies and anything that could happen. It's just like a little Zen moment that you try to put yourself into and then kind of snap out of it as soon as the aircraft takes off and go back to being just my normal self. There's times to have fun and there's times where you really need to be focused on the difficult landings, on the times where just the front tips of the skid are touching the snow, trying not to move the aircraft too much because I'm going to push the guide over a cliff or knock some people down. They'll slide down a little bit. And you just got to stay completely focused.
On s'est posé là, c'était un petit peu chaud. Pour faire une jolie ligne, ça fait 1 heure qu'on attend, il y a de plus en plus de nuages qui arrivent. Donc ça risque d'être craignos pour descendre, donc on va y aller pendant qu'il en est temps et tant pis pour la ligne. On ne gagne pas à tous les coups. Les jours précédents, j'avais repéré cette jolie face en forme de pyramide. Et on est passé à proximité hier. Le guide a donné son feu vert. On a eu le temps de se poser, les nuages commençaient à accrocher le sommet. Et au final, je pense que c'était une bonne chose. Parce que quand on est descendu, en fait, il s'avère que la qualité de la neige était vraiment pas top. De poudreuse, ça passait à croûter, à très dur, à mou. On est quand même au printemps, hein, sur une majorité de faces, la neige est bonne, mais il y a quand même des expositions où c'était pas top. Et ben, cette face en faisait partie. Et je pense vraiment que si j'étais parti pour atteindre des hautes vitesses, je pense que ça aurait pu faire des beaux dégâts.
Yeah, maybe it was a good sign, this bad weather.
Yeah.
Ça fait partie du jeu, c'est la montagne qui dicte ses lois et on les respecte et c'est comme ça que ça se passe. On est arrivé en bas en entier, c'est toujours ça le plus important qu'il faut retenir au final.
Xavier, the one that we were looking at, we could definitely land, we could definitely get in there, and we could definitely shoot it from across the valley over here.
Right. Okay guys, so we can do this one now.
It's a big place with a lot of challenges.
It doesn't matter who you are and how much money you've got and what you've done in your life, everybody is still just as scared at the top of these hills, you know what I'm saying?
Je ne cache pas que j'ai un peu d'appréhension, on a repéré quelques grosses faces et là il y aura de la peur, hein. Si on n'a pas peur, on va droit vers la catastrophe.
Big mountain, big hazard.
Toujours la même litanie depuis que je suis enfant. On me balance à l'envie, ne jamais rêver trop grand. Sous prétexte de survie, me borner à ce qu'on attend. Et à l'instar de leur vie, me contenter du néant. Vous pouvez vous acharner, tenter de me faire plier, essayer de me briser. continue d'avancer à force de parcours du jeu. Je m'en sors, peu importe l'enjeu. À force de parcours du feu, face à la mort, j'ouvrirai encore les yeux. Aujourd'hui face à la vie et à ces questions d'argent, j'encaisse la tyrannie en silence des dirigeants. Qu'ils exercent leur mépris, ma soumission c'est du vent. Car mes rêves ne sont pas morts, ils germent depuis longtemps. Vous acharnez, tentez de me faire plier, essayez de me briser. Je continue d'avancer à force de parcours du jeu. Je m'en sors, peu importe l'enjeu. À force de parcours du feu, face à la mort, j'ouvrirai encore les yeux.
Personnellement, moi, ce que j'aime, c'est aller assez vite quand même.
This is the only place that I've been able to go as fast as I could possibly go in my life, you know.
En combinant le degré de la pente plus cette neige, on va vraiment, vraiment très vite.
All you need is good friends, good snow, and a helicopter.
C'est la vraie vie.
In 10 years, if the world hasn't blown up by then, I'm probably going to be right in this same parking lot waiting for the skies to clear.
Yeah, I'm not slowing down a bit.
I will probably be sitting right here.
We'll be doing a heli ski contract somewhere.